In this video, we will see how to implement logistic regression for multi-class classification problem. For this problem, we will consider the IRIS dataset. IRIS dataset is nothing but it is a dataset about flowers only. So in this, there are three different species in the flowers. It is called as IRIS versicolor, IRIS setosa, and then IRIS virginica. So they are going to identify different species of the flower with the help of 4 features. The features are, one is the length and the other is width. We have sepal and then petal. So we have 4 features now: sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and then petal width. There are 4 features available. With the help of that, we are going to predict our class. The class is nothing but out of these 3 different species, you are going to choose any one. So it is now a multi-class classification problem. The reason is we don't have 2 different classes. We have 3 classes now. One is IRIS versicolor, second is setosa, third one is virginica. So this is an example for multi-class classification problem, the IRIS data set. So this one we are going to do. So you can download the data set from this particular link. Now let us see the program for this particular IRIS data set. I'll open the data set, I'll show to you. So this is how you will have the IRIS data set. You have now sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. These 4 are the features. After that, you have the target class. If you see the target class, always the target class is going to, here it is having the integer value for the target class. You can see for these rows, I have 0. Next, I have 1. Okay, 1 is for certain rows, I have 1. After that, I have 2. Okay, in the target class, I have 0, 1, and 2. The reason is I have 3 different classes. Now let us see the program. I'm importing all the necessary packages. After that, I'm loading my data set. It is iris.csv data set. Then I'm displaying the first 5 rows of my data set. Then just I'm finding out the shape of it. It contains 150 rows and then totally 5 columns are present. Out of that, 4 are my features. 1 is my target class. Then you can get basic information about the data set so that you will understand what is the data type. If you don't open and see the data set, you can do here also. So we have floating point value for the 4 feature data columns. And then for the target class, we have integer data type. And we have entry for all the 150 rows. There are no missing values in this that you can find from here also. Then if you want to know the column names, here itself it is available, or you can print a data.columns where you will see what are the different names used for the column. Then you can find out. Now I have shown you that in my data set, in the target variable, I have 3 different values, 0, 1, and 2. Suppose if you don't know about the data set, if you don't have the description about the data set properly, if you want to find the unique number of values in that, you can go for data.target.unique. So here data is nothing but the name of the data frame. Target is the column for which I want to find out the unique entries. Then unique is the method. If you do that, it will show you how many unique values are present in that particular column. So now I have 3 different values, 0, 1, and 2. Then I am finding what is the null values or missing values present in each and every column. Now I don't have any missing values. Then by means of describe, you can find out the basic statistic description about the data set. After that, I'm going to split the data set into training and then, X and then Y. X is my feature and Y is my target. So in X, I have 4 different columns: sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width. Then in Y, I have the final target class. Then I'm going to split the data set into 80:20%. So you know the function now. After that, I'm going to create the logistic regression model. So I am first creating an object for logistic regression. After that, I'm training it by means of fit function, where I'm going to pass X_train and then Y_train. Then the model is trained here. Finally, I'm going to predict the model performance by passing X_test. It is going to return me the predicted values of Y. Then I can compare that with Y_test. Then finally, I am printing my classification summary. Various metrics, performance measures I am printing here. I already told you what are these measures. I am first printing the classification report by passing Y_test and Y_predict. Then I am printing the confusion matrix. Then I am printing the accuracy. So all 3 are printed here. I am printing precision, recall, F1 score, and support. Support is going to tell you in the testing data set how many samples are there with the class label 0 and class label 1 and class label 2. Totally, my testing data set size is 30. In that, 10 are with the class label 0, 12 are with class label 1, 8 with class label 2. Similarly, the precision recall F1 scores are printed. And then this is our confusion matrix. If you see the matrix, the diagonal is going to tell you true positive. Okay, that means that how many samples are correctly predicted. But this regression model achieved 100% accuracy. That means that all are predicted correctly. There is no wrong prediction. So we are getting zeros in all the non-diagonal elements.